had a very good introduction, so I think the only thing I can add to that is that, oh, where are my slides? Here. So, my name is Andrei Iordache, as I was introduced, and I am the EV manager, so the electric vehicle manager for Jaguar Land Rover Europe. In a simple word, what does an electric vehicle manager do? He has the best job in automotive these days, because there is a lot of innovation, a lot of space to innovate, and we're actually at the forefront of the innovation with Jaguar Land Rover and with my position as well. So therefore, I'm very excited to be here in front of a technological savvy crowd and to tell you how we drive innovation into the automotive space. All right, well, let's say jump to the next slide. Actually, on the first slide that you have not seen it, my presentation was called From ICE to ACE. And what do we mean by ICE and what do we mean by ACE? ICE in, let's say, automotive language means internal combustion engine. And these are the clean, modern engines that we all know and we all driven or we've been driven into. What do we mean by ACE? And where are we with that? ACE actually means autonomous connected electric, because this is actually what's happening in the industry. So we take the ACE and we bring more autonomous features, more connected features, more electric features into the cars. So my presentation would be structured in where are we coming from, where are we going, and then basically telling you that the future is actually here. So we, Jaguar Land Rover, we are one company, and we do lots of, let's say, highly desirable internal combustion engine cars. We do sports cars, we do off-roaders, we do luxury cars, we do cars for the family, we do cars that take you basically everywhere or take you as fast as you want. That's what we do. We are, let's say, we're extremely proud of our heritage. We have two brands, well, let's say with very strong DNA. So we have Jaguar and Land Rover, which basically we're offering the largest portfolio that we've ever been offering, and basically we have on the three pillars for each actual brand. So we talk about luxury, sports, lifestyle, luxury, leisure, and dual purpose. That's what we are. We're not going to change this. However, I will tell you what's going to change in the future. But to name a few of the highlights, I think also the world kind of agrees with us because we've been quite successful in the recent times, and we had 213 awards for our cars for the new product lineup. So this Jaguar Land Rover Awards design would just stay. However, what is our vision? So as we're entering the largest, fastest industrial revolution ever, driven by decarbonization, air quality, digitization, connectivity, automation, and technology. So basically, we see a lot of opportunities to innovate in this space because the world is changing, and because we're, let's say, sometimes being a smaller player in the automotive means that you are more nimble. Our focus is actually on design, technology, research, and engineering, trying to making our cars smarter, cleaner, safer, and even more beautiful. So basically, this is actually our long-term feature, and we see a lot of opportunities into this space. And very important, I'll be talking to you what are these opportunities and what are we doing exactly about it. So we are talking about ACEs, the transformation. So we talk about autonomous, connected, electric, and shared. These are the new areas that we are innovating. These are the new areas that we are developing now, that have developed. So if we start with the first pillar, with autonomous. So basically, all our cars have level 2 features. Let's say, to understand what level 2 features, think about the technology that kind of keeps you on the highway, steer itself, but you still need to keep your hand on the steering wheel, and you just don't need to do the braking. However, we are investing into driver assistant technology to support increasing in automation, and you will see exactly what we do. In terms of connected, we've been investing massively into connected technology. So basically, all our cars that we offer, they're fully connected. You can access them, you can get data from them. This was actually very interesting because walking around into this fantastic venue, I've seen a lot of discussions about connected cars. I think even the presentation from Intel, we're talking how much data the connected cars are generating. And all I can say is that our cars actually contribute to that a lot because we have a lot of connectivity, a lot of data coming from it. And then we're talking about electric. Actually, electric for us is the big step now. So we have the I-Pace battery electric vehicle, which is on sale this year, and we actually do have 2 plug-in hybrids under the Range Rover brand. So the Range Rover and Range Rover Sport plug-in hybrid. This is what we have today, but you will also understand what we do, let's say, in the next years. And then we talk about share. When we talk about share, and I think there are many startup owners and many people interested into tech, we have what we call InMotion Ventures, which is our startup incubator. So they do they harvest actually a lot of ideas and they try to make them grow into the space of automotive. So if you are, let's say, if you are a startup or if you are interested or if you are doing something into this sense, make sure that you that you follow InMotion Ventures, what they do. What project that actually InMotion Venture has done, and they are actually quite big, they have invested 25 million into Lyft. If not everybody knows, Lyft is actually the biggest competitor of Uber. They're not yet in Europe, but what they do, Lyft, they are innovating a lot and they try to do car sharing more with autonomous cars. And let's say, to give you a glimpse, because we're a technological company, we're a technological conference, I would like to share some highlights from our own technological fest that we actually organize every year. So this is from 2017, but you'll get a glimpse of what exactly we do and what are, let's say, the main themes in our company.
We all, at the moment, stand on the brink of a mobility revolution. Autonomous, connected, electrified cars. A really warm welcome to the Jaguar Land Rover Tech Fest. Our journey has started. From 2020 onwards, all of our cars will be electrified. A range of plug-in hybrids, mild hybrids, but also complete battery electric vehicles.
Central St Martin's Art College, great place to be, to demonstrate our current and future technology. The atmosphere here, dare I say, is electrifying. We created an electric-driven E-Type.
A car that has always been ahead of its time, an icon that lives on in the cutting edge of technology.
A lot of people love classic cars, and this will be giving people an opportunity to drive a zero-emission classic car like never before.
You can buy the world's first premium performance electric SUV, the Jaguar I-Pace, from next year.
We have a series of panel discussions led by some of the finest minds on essential topics impacting global society.
We shape the future right now, but we could also make some really big missteps.
I think there will be a time when a generation doesn't necessarily want to own everything, but I think a long time before people actually give up the ownership of a car.
If we reach gender equality, we have the ability to add over $12 trillion to the global GDP by 2025.
I think people are slowly changing as companies like Jaguar Land Rover are bringing on stream better vehicles.
We are showing new technologies, but we are also showing the future type.
Future Type is a car you may not potentially own, but it comes to you when you need it. And the great key to this is a steering wheel, which we call Seer. And the Seer steering wheel is kind of almost a butler to you. You can talk to it, it can tell you information. And when you want your car, you pick your wheel up and the car will come to you.
Why I love brands like Jaguar Land Rover is that as heritage brand, as tradition brands, they are able to weave a story from the past to the present to the future.
The future will be electric.
So the future is electric and technology with heart. There are actually 2 big claims that we fully stand by. So on talking about electrification, about the future is electric, so what we have today, we have the first plug-in hybrids offered that actually you can order and buy today. We have the E-Type 0, which was revealed at the Tech Fest. By the way, the ones that have seen the royal wedding have seen the E-Type 0. This was actually the car that the royal family was driving. And we have the I-Pace battery electric vehicle into mid-2018. From 2020, we're actually accelerating this even further, and basically we said that all our products will have an electric version. So This could be a plug-in hybrid, a mild hybrid, a battery, or a battery electrical vehicle, or all three combined. Now, the beauty of it being at this conference is that we're talking about the future, but actually the future is not far from us. So maybe you've seen it, and if you have not seen it, I encourage you to see it. But basically, we're talking about the Jaguar I-Pace, which is actually, when other companies are talking about the future, we're actually building it. And this car actually exists there. I'll be telling you a bit about the technology, but the key message with this is that we completely rewrote the rule book for it. So with an electric vehicle, what you can do, it's actually you can innovate a lot in the areas that normally you would not innovate. And I'll just wait a second until we get there, and I'll show you what I mean. So think about historically, we had the horse in front, the carriage in the back. That's how automotive. There are some manufacturers that actually have the horse in the back, but they are weird. But normally, it's horse in front, horse in the back. With an electric vehicle, what actually you can do, you can actually put the horse into the middle. So basically, and this gives you a lot of freedom in terms of technology that you bring in, and in terms of basically how you utilize the space. So basically, the I-Pace, it's basically like a medium SUV, but because everything is into the floor and it has quite compact technology, you can actually increase a lot the space inside. So you can actually have a car from the class below with a space above. And this is one of the, let's say, the beauty of it. When we're talking, we talk about battery. So we have a 90 kilowatts battery. This 90 kilowatts battery, it's a lithium-ion battery, and it comes with 432 modules. Just very simple to highlight what a module is like the size of your smartphone. So that's basically how the EV batteries are. You have 432 this kind of batteries into the car, clusters into the module. You can rapid charge it in about 40 minutes, so 0 to 80%. And it gives you a range of 480 kilometers on what we call is the WLTP cycle. Maybe if you're not too much aware what happened in the industry, there were, let's say, some manufacturers, they were, let's say, taking too much permissions with the fuel consumption. So the European Union changed the cycle to something that's actually more strict and more to the real life, more what the customer can experience. And this 480 kilometers that we are quoting on I-Pace, it's actually closer to what a real customer can experience. By comparison, some other competitor EVs from the same segment, they are quoting figures on the old cycle. So you can, let's say, judge it for yourself, but in terms of efficiency and the battery, we have a very good story. Then we have, let's say, 2 electric motors. And these 2 electric motors, you probably see them there on the scheme. They're actually like this size. And they're very compact and very, very efficient. An electric motor compared to a normal combustion is about 95% efficiency. So 95% efficiency on electric, about 30%, so 30, on combustion engine. So you can realize that actually you can get more power and more efficiency out of it. And you can actually see that it does 4.8 seconds to 0 to 100. So this is talking about fast cars. I think that's, and the beauty of electric vehicles is that if you haven't experienced, this 4.8 actually feel much faster because there's no drama. There's no sound, there's no whining, nothing, it just goes. It's just like being in a slingshot. However, what allowed us, sorry, 2 clicks. What allowed us also, the new construction, where I said that we basically moved the horse into the middle of the car to lower the center of gravity and to make it more rigid. And this is also the car that probably has the highest aluminum that we ever used, and we used aluminum for ages. So it's about 95% aluminum build. And some people might say, okay, rigidity, is it not this bad? No, in fact, it's actually really good, because if you have a rigid body, then the suspension can actually, let's say, handle the road and not compensate for different torsion into the body. So actually what it does for driving, this is probably one of the nimblest cars that we have ever done. Now, going further with the technology and talking about connected. So in terms of connected, what we are developing is an EV navigation. What we call an EV navigation is the next generation navigation that actually doesn't just look between the distance between 2 points, also checks elevation, traffic, and all the elements to calculate your real-time range and to give you advice how it's better to drive and maybe recommend you stops along the way or plan in advance. So this gives you, let's say, more accuracy for maximum driver confidence. We also have what we call artificial intelligence. And what we mean by this, there's an advanced system that uses smart settings, so the car understands the preferences of the driver, actually can understand how the car is being used when he's supposed to drive to the work and back, and give traffic recommendation and when exactly to leave home. And there's also small things like, for example, if you forget your phone into the car would just ping that you forgot your phone into the car. So this gives a lot of, let's say, new digital aids into the car. What's also the car, also, as I said, it comes fully connected and it comes with a 4G Wi-Fi hotspot that actually can allow you to connect up to 8 devices. So I'm not sure who has 8 devices into a car that seats 5 people, but anyway, that's quite a lot. And last but not least, ask Alexa. So basically, what it means, the car also is launched with Amazon Alexa skill. So this means owners will be able to ask Alexa from home information about the car. So is my car locked? Is my car charging? What's the charging level? When do I need to charge? And also set charging time based on the electricity prices. So, and last but not least, this also comes with software over the air. So it's basically the first product that we've done that you can update it in real time, the infotainment, the battery management system, and safety. Now, how do we make sure, how do we push ourselves even further? So we actually go to, we're actually the first manufacturer to go to Formula E and also to have a racing series based on this car, where we actually are pushing the limit of the technology and what's being happened. And last but not least, to cover the autonomous part, so we have a partnership with Waymo in terms of autonomous. Waymo is actually the formerly Google self-drive car project, and they actually selected iPace as one of, let's say, their development test bed for their fully autonomous technology. And basically, this means that we both meet our shared goals to make cars safer, free people's valuable time, and improve mobility for everyone. And this was it. Thank you for your interest. I hope the technology part really excited you, and I encourage you to go and see the car because it is truly something special. It's probably like a car that, like no other existing on the market today. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Andrei, Iordache.